Cycle up and running. Okay, actually need to change that title dead quick. Right, almost. There we go. Okay, hello everyone. Nice to see you again. It is another week of ALR in... Okay. Right, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Slightly distracted, trying to get everything set up. So, yeah, round 7 of Season 16's Tier 3 Championship. This week we are at Dragon Trail Seaside, which is a pretty difficult track. The Death Chicane is pretty famous, but the opening chicane of the lap is pretty hairy as well. See a lot of cars spinning there, but yeah, the Death Chicane. I'm expected to claim a lot of victims today. Last time we left off, Astro had just taken a double win last week at Monza. Incredibly quick, and he's got a chance of basically if he repeats his form from the last couple of rounds, he has a great chance of winning the championship, does Sam. Astro and Anonyma look like they're going to be putting up a good challenge today as well. But let's have a look through the grid. We've got Harry, Mighty Mini Smiley, is back in his Ford GT Spec 2, which is really interesting choice. I don't think he enjoys it too much, but it should be pretty quick off the line. So he's got some, well, the only way is up for him. We've got Jezza lining up in P15 in the Lamborghini Huracan. Another one who, yeah, he's usually in the top 10. So this is a bit disappointing for Jezza, I reckon. I don't think the Lamborghini's as strong here as it has been in other rounds, though. So that will go some way to explaining that. Then we have Nath in the Alfa Romeo, lining up in P14. Had his best result last time out. Captain Eli lining up 13th, first of the Ferraris. Next to Geordie, who is making his first start of the season. Geordie been around for quite a while. He's in the Audi R8 Evo today, and he's put it up in P12, so not too bad. Got Spin in 11th. He is in the other Lamborghini, so no Lamborghinis in the top 10, reinforcing that it isn't as good here as it has been elsewhere this season. Then we got the two Nissan GTRs in P10 and P9, a little bit lower for both of them than you'd expect. Pasty with a good qualifying. He's lining up in 8th in the Gen X, which is going to be, well, it's rough on its tyres. We do know that, so we'll see if Pasty could keep in the top 10 in the sprint race towards the end. Gunmad, one of his better qualifyings of the season, absolutely is lining up in 7th place. Cherry in 6th in the Lexus. He had another really strong result. P5 in the championship at the moment for Cherry. Yuri is in 5th place on the grid. Didn't have the best time out last time, so P5 is pretty decent for him. Then we have Ethan in 4th in the other Ferrari. Another strong qualifying for him, next to Anonyma, who's challenging for the championship. Sam only in P2 here. It looks like in Astro qualifying on pole position. Astro and Sam would have had really good times in Tier 1 if they'd have set their qualifying times there. So let's get going. We've got 10 laps in this first race, the sprint race. 15 points maximum for the winners of the sprint. We're going to see faster starting Lexus, I think, than the Porsches. Let's see if Sam can get into the lead. Looks like Ethan in the Ferrari's got an absolutely fantastic start. Let's ride on board with Ethan. He has Sam to his right, who's just popped up into P1. Then you've got Yuri and Astro as we approach turn 1. Let's see, Ethan looks like he's just got his nose ahead of Sam, and he takes the lead of the race. Great overtake there on the opening lap. Looks like a little bit of chaos a little bit further back, so let's go back and see how that start went a little bit further down. Let's go on board with Fancy Locks. So a little bit further back, lots of cars spreading out, thinking that they might have some overtakes on. You can see Captain Eli making some good progress. He's already up into 10th. Fancy's in 9th, challenging Pasty for position at the moment, with Whack really close behind as well. Looks like everyone's bunching together into turn 1. Bit of contact with Gunmad. It looks like there's been an incident between Pasty and Gunmad there. So let's go on board with Gunmad and see what happened to him. Everyone's concertinaed into each other. 3 wide in between turns 1 and 2. Whack was in a sandwich, and Pasty came back onto the track again to have that incident. So Jordy up to P8, just ahead of Pasty, who we saw involved in that. Fancy Locks is in 10th now, and Spin is trying to get up a position, but he just gave Fancy a nudge in the middle of the corner, loses momentum, and his teammate Jezza is going to pop himself into 11th place here. So a little bit further up, we've got Anonymous, who's dropped all the way down to P6 in that opening lap. So really bad start for him, and Astro, who's gone from pole down to P4. He's challenging Yuri, trying to get that position back. There's also a challenge for the lead, where it looks like Sam has retaken the lead. So let's see how he executed that. He looks like he got a really good exit out of the S's section, and he's got huge overspeed on Ethan. Ethan doesn't defend the inside for the hairpin, and Sam is gonna hit the apex lovely, and Ethan has absolutely no chance of getting that position back. Now we've got a bunch of drivers side by side on the run down to the death chicane. Let's see how they do it. Yuri and Astro side by side. Ethan is going to tuck in behind. They make it through all right. Looks like everyone has made it so far. A little bit of some funny lines going on. We've got Harry dropped down to P15, Gunmad recovering in P14. Looks like he took that chicane incredibly well. Now Sam looking to stretch a bit of a lead on Ethan. Looks like he's got about a second at the moment. Yuri still solidly at P3, Cherry at P4, and then a little bit further down we've got Cherry and Astro and Anonyma all very close together. Let's have a look on board with Anonyma. Astro going for it on the inside of Cherry. They're going to go side by side. Anonymous going to be able to pick his line. These two are going to be a bit compromised through both corners, and that means that we've got a 3 wide on the run down into this right-hander, which usually you don't brake for, but we've got 3 people going into the same corner. It looks like everyone's managed to get through. Cherry's gone wide. He's going to lose those positions, and is he going to save it? He's back on. Oh, he's hit the wall a little bit, and that's going to lose him a lot of momentum. There's a huge gap between Whack and Fancy Locks at the moment. Fancy will be chasing down Cherry now. What looks like Whack might have a bit of a run on one of the Porsches. Anonymous struggling through the S's section on this lap. Just a little bit of chaos. Run down to the hairpin. Everyone's gapped pretty well. Let's see how everyone tackles Death Chicane on this second lap. First lap was very clean. Are we going to get 2 for 2? I doubt it. Sam makes it. Ethan's pretty nice there on the exit. Yuri does. Astro's pretty fine. Everyone's getting through all right. Cherry, Fancy, Pasty. Jody dropping down a position, I think, from the start. I think he was up into 8th. Pasty looks like he's having a move on Fancy Locks here. He wants to get that P8. There's a yellow flag out for somebody. Someone span it. That looks like Yuri. Let's see what happened. And it looks like potentially an unsafe rejoin there with Nath. Let's go back. Yuri and Astro challenging for P3. Yuri completely loses it on his own there. And then what's he going to do? Is he going to drive into the racing line? Yeah, it makes contact with Nath. That would definitely be a penalty if it was reported. I'm not sure if it was. So that's really scuppered Nath. Nath down to 14, they're going incredibly slowly. Everyone a little bit further up. The battle for P11 is pretty tight between Jezza and Eli. Eli looks like he's trying to take that place off Jezza. He had some good speed on this straight. Ferrari versus Lamborghini. And it looks like Eli's managed to make the corner. Gunmad and Jezza now scrapping for positions. And Jezza holding him off for now. Let's see what's going on a bit further up. Spin all over the back of Fancy, who's all over the back of Pasty, who's dropping off of the back of Cherry now. Cherry creating a bit of a gap from this group of cars. Some good gaps starting to appear now. Sam has quite a big lead over Ethan. Nice and smooth through dash chicane. Same could be said for Ethan. Everyone's taking it pretty well. Passy grazing the wall there, losing a bit of momentum. That's going to allow Fancy Locks to potentially get this position back in the same corner that he lost it. And he's going for it. It looks like Passy breaks a bit later. Takes the wider line out the corner. Passy should get a better exit here as well. And indeed he does. And he should motor on away from Fancy. Fancy's not going to be threatening him. Fancy has to be looking in his rear view mirrors because here comes the spin. Side by side, Fancy's going to potentially jink ahead at this kink, but now we've got this big braking zone. It spins much later on the brakes as well. A little bit of contact between the two of them, and a little nudge again, and it looks like Spin's going to take that position off Fancy Locks. Fancy dropping a position to 9th place there. Oh, something's happening behind. Geordie is off track. Let's see what happened. He's back in the top 10. He dropped down to 12th. He's already up into 10th here. So people having incidents all over the place are dropping up and down the field pretty quickly at the moment. And yeah, just too much speed, too much curb there, not able to brake. Doesn't actually lose that much time, loses that position to Eli. And here potentially comes Gunmad, who's gapped Jezza quite substantially at this point. Now Geordie coming under pressure from Gunmad into the hairpin. Geordie going defensive. He does not want to give this place up. One spot outside the top 10 could easily become reverse grid pole, and quite often does. Gunmad getting a beautiful switch back there. They're still side by side. Maybe Gunmad could edge ahead. No, he backs out of it. Now we've got Death Chicane coming up. Yeah, Gunmad's got to run again. He took that exit of the chicane really well, and he's fully ahead into the corner. He just needs to nail the apex here, and he should be pretty safe for P11. Good recovery so far for Gunmad after his incident on the first lap. Geordie getting a huge switch back to claim that position again. Gunmad's going to try and take advantage of the slipstream and potentially do him into turn 1. This battle is not ending anytime soon, it looks like. And Geordie defending pretty well into turn 1. Let's see what's going on a bit further forward. Fancy still stuck behind Spin after losing that position. Pasty's got a bit of breathing room now. Whack just a solid P5. Ethan not too far behind Astro and Anonymous. He's dropped a couple of positions somewhere though. Let's see what's happened. Ah, we have our first real victim of the death chicane here. Let's ride on board. Let's see how he takes it. Oh, just too much curb on the exit. Astro gets clattered as well. Anonymous going to come past and potentially get past his teammate as well. Astro's going defensive. Actually, I think he's given the position away. He's got damage anyway, so he was losing it no matter what. Ethan has a lot more damage than Astro. So this is a good opportunity for Whack to close up to the Porsches here. Fastest lap currently belongs to Sam, who is good 1.7 seconds quicker than Whack in P5 at the moment, who's got clear air. So Sam's dominance here is looking quite ominous. He could win the championship in this round if he gets more than a 43-point lead over his rivals. His rivals are keeping them honest though in P2 and 3. Here are the Porsches trying to recover from their little incidents. Ethan having his own incident, still couldn't take advantage, and but he is pretty close to the back of them now. Whack in P5, Cherry is recovering from his incident as well. Everyone's basically been in an incident at some point in this race, apart from Sam, I suppose. Yeah. So I don't think this is going to be the top 10 by the end of it. Gunmad on an absolute charge. Looks like he's hunting down Captain Eli pretty quickly. And then we've got Jezene, Yuri and Harry at the back. Okay. Let's find some action. Ooh, Spin nearly losing it. Fancy is going to try and pounce on that. And he's already ahead of Spin, actually. Spin was completely out of sorts on the exit there. Probably had to lift, potentially even brake to stabilise the car. But that is P8 for Fancy, and he's got Pasty not too far ahead of him, and he's got 4 more laps to try and catch him and get another position there. Yeah, Spin's not close enough to try and get the move back. Nice little battle for P12 is Jezza versus Nath. Nath looks like he's got the overspeed coming down the straight into the braking zone. Jezza getting off the brakes a lot earlier than Nath. Nath still making the corner pretty tidy, so that is P12 for Nath. Outside chance of pole. Someone's the yellow flag's out for someone, and that someone is Pasty. Let's see what's happened there. Yeah, we've already seen that exact thing happen, and let's hope that he's not on the racing line, so that's pretty decent. Gunmad up into P10, that means reverse grid pole potentially for Gunmad if he stays there. Pasty looks like he's recovered, and he's going to carry on in 11th, so that promotes Fancy up to P7. He was about to catch Pasty, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Got some more death chicanes coming up. A little bit of a clatter there for Captain Eli. Oh dear, Jezza. Looks like Geordie's quit out the race as well. And Mighty Vinny Smiley as well. I think Mighty comes back for the feature. So 36 flat now for Sam. Very quick pace. He was in the 35s in qualifying as well. I think. I can't fully remember off the top of my head. There's been a lot of chatter about tiers next season in Discord and who is going to be promoted, and potentially some people think that Sam might be double promoted up into tier 1. I mean, last week and what we've seen so far, he's got the pace to compete up there. It's a big step though, going straight from tier 3 to tier 1. So we have to wait and see. We've got all the data from the season as well to help us put the right people in the right places. That was very tidy chicane for Whack. He's getting caught a little bit now by Cherry though. Cherry started to catch up to him. Cherry's lapping solidly in the 37s, and Wack's been in the 38s for the past couple of laps. Looks like there's something going on here between Spin and Gunmad, which has been going on for quite a while. Right, let's ride on board with Gunmad through the S's. Gunmad's going to be trying the switch back here. He's going to be getting alongside Spin. And he backs out, so he lets Spin take the corner. Spin out of shape through the chicane once again. There's Captain Eli, who's lost it at the chicane, so we'll see what happened there. But it looks like Gunmad's going to complete the move. Unless Spin's feeling lucky on the brakes, he isn't. So there's an extra position for Gunmad, up to P8 now after his first lap issue. What happened with Captain Eli? Right, riding through. He's up on his best lap as well. He's on form up until he clatters the inside wall just very slightly as well. Does a good 180. That's quite an impressive 180, but he's going to drop outside the top 10 because of that. Nath up into 10th place, and there's Gunmad completing the move on Spin. So we're on lap 8 now. Sam is miles ahead of everyone else. And he's lapping, well actually he's lapping a little bit slower than Anonyma, who's started to drive away a little bit from Astro. Ethan hasn't been able to keep up with them by the looks of it. He's a little bit further back, and Wack has been pretty much on his own all race, but he's, as he goes right over that corner. Cherry is catching up to him, so his last lap was 38.2 and it was the 37.7, so another half second Cherry's caught up. He will be on Wack's rear at the end of the race if he carries on with this progress. Spin trying his best to hang on to Gunmad here. Gunmad seems to have some good pace this week, which is nice to see. AMG does like the curbs, and you need to ride the curbs quite a lot in this track, so it's quite well suited. Hello, Gunmad, you're right. Welcome. Good little recovery drive. You've got good pace here. No mistakes as well. Good to see. Let's see if you make Death Chicane. Yeah, pretty neat and tidy. Let's see what Cherry's up to. Is Cherry caught up to Wack anymore? No, he's still a fair way back. So maybe Wack has this one in the bag. Another top 5 for Wack this season. 38, yeah, Wack was 4/10 quicker actually on that lap. Let's see what Gunmad's lap is. Can he beat his previous best? No, a 37.6 though is pretty fast for this stage of the race with the tyres, if you look how worn they are. Astro's caught up to the back of Anonyma now. So he's fancying that P2 back. These guys are fighting each other in the championship as well as working together. So I don't know if team orders come into play or anything like that, but yeah, they just don't have an answer for Sam at the moment. Sam has been in his own class, essentially. Especially with the Lexus and how it is in feature races, with the underfueling. You can jump a lot of drivers in the pits and then just drive away from them if you've got the pace advantage. A little bit of a clumsy Death Chicane there for Anonyma. Astro took it a lot tidier, a lot smoother. No team orders, okay. Good, you'll love to see it. Something's happened to Wack. What's happened, Wack? Oh no. Oh, on the inside as well. That's the first inside that we've seen, inside crash of Death Chicane. It's always been the exit of the chicane where people have been crashing. So that's 2 positions down for Wack. Another easy gifted position for Fancy Locks as well, up into 6. Cherry gifted that P5 as well. Good recovery for Cherry. Potentially could have been higher. He's not that far away from Ethan. Could have had Ethan as well without his incident. Now we're on the final lap. Sam still he's lapped in the 36s every single lap this race. That's astonishing. The consistency, not making any mistakes on a very technically difficult track to even go into the 37s. He might on this lap, but who cares, because he's got such a massive lead anyway. Anonyma and Astro really close together here. On this final lap. Astro's only hope really is that Anonyma has a scruffy chicane and he has a really tidy one and can get the move done into the final corner. Very assured driving, coming under pressure from your own teammate. And that was inch perfect, looked like the tiniest of kisses with the outside barrier. But Sam is coming around the final corner now. He's going to take yet another victory. Victory number 4 in a row, the 5th of the season for Sam. Absolutely come back after the Christmas break as a different driver. Another victory for Sam. Anonyma is going to come through and head a Porsche 2-3. 2 drivers on the podium for the Porsche team. Ethan, another P4 for Ethan. He's been very, very solid in the top 5 consistently lately. And Cherry, another pretty decent performance, it could be said, especially getting P5 at the end. Fancy Locks P6 in the end as well after his incident. Then we got Whack and Gunmad really close together. Gunmad closed up nicely to Whack at the end, but couldn't get the position. Spin in 9th, and it looks like Nath is going to be our podium, well, our pole sitter for the reverse grid. Nath, Spin and Gunmad in the top 3 for that. Captain Eli comes across 11th. Then we've got a bit of a gap down to Jezza and a bit more down to Yuri, who are going to finish 12th and 13th. And that's where they'll be starting in the feature race as well. So, the way that the championship looks is Sam's edged a little bit closer once again to winning and having an unassailable lead in the final round. So we'll have to see what he can do in the future. Is he going to come under a lot of pressure from these guys? Is he going to find it difficult to overtake? Is there going to be incidents? Because he didn't have to fight anyone at all in that sprint race, apart from retaking the lead. I think still on the opening lap though. And now it's going to be a bit of a different kettle of fish. There's the feature. Okay. Sign of things to come then. Let's have a quick check of the tyre situation before we actually start as well. Hards, mediums for Spin, softs for Gunmad. Okay. Right. Let's see what he could do on this opening lap. Whack Jamps is going to be on hards. I'm expecting mostly hards here. Mediums for Jezza, softs for Yuri, so both AMGs wanting to make some good progress at the start, and Harry starting at the back on the mediums. So I think the top strategy to do, if you can get the tyres to last, which should be fine, is a hard medium strategy, and then pitting as early as you can to make the mediums still be competitive at the end of the race. So, you know, lap 13 and then 12 on mediums is doable if you're careful on your tyres, if you've got a good car for the tyres as well. Or you can just stay out and do your full tank on hard tyres just to guarantee that freshness. Anyway, let's get these 25 laps underway. Around about 40 minutes of feature race. We've got the top 10 from the sprint flipped over for a reverse grid. So we've got Nathan in the Alfa Romeo starting on pole ahead of Spin in the Lamborghini and Gunmad in the Mercedes AMG. And then the 2 Nissans. It looks like Cherry is already challenging Fancy Locks into turn 1, so we have to see what happens. He's got the inside line. He's going to be pretty late on the brakes. Is he going to be able to avoid Whack? Oh, Whack loses that position as a result. Oh, and Gunmad's spinning. Oh, and Fancy span as well. Gunmad has just done a 360. Let's watch that again. He's dropped all the way back to the back of the field. He's getting close to spin. Just lost it on the exit. And he's now on the soft tyres in last place. Not a good start there. And what happened with Fancy? It looks like he's still in P8 and he's getting, bumped right off track here. Now he's dropped to the back, and Anonyma has as well. So something's happened between these boys. So going around. Yeah, Anonyma just sandwiched in between two cars. Gets spun. His teammate was involved there as well. Bit of a 3 wide. On the exit of that corner, Jezza looks like he's just got ahead of Captain Eli and Harry. Gunmad's going to try and take Harry on the inside of this corner, and he's got the position. Eli gives Jezza a nice little bump around the corner. I'll say thank you very much for that. Eli a little bit out of sorts now, and Gunmad might capitalise, and Harry might as well. Looks like Harry's going to take both of them and get up into 10th. Great start for Harry, up 5 positions already. A little bit further up, there's more action. We got Sam already making some progress. He's up into P7, trying to get P6 off Whack. He's got the inside line here. Whack's going to back out of it. Now we've got the first really tricky death chicane where everyone's super close together. Ethan getting it all wrong. Sam's going to say thank you very much. The easiest position that I'll ever have to take. Looks like Whack made a mistake as well. He's been overtaken by Yuri on his soft tyres all the way up into P7 on lap 1. Really solid start there for Yuri, and he's fancying P6 from Ethan. Ethan on the hards with damage. This is going to be, there's only going to be one outcome here. So what can Yuri do on the inside of Ethan? And he gets that position very tidy. Astro down to 4th, Cherry's up to 3rd. Nath has had an issue. Our pole sitter lost the position to spin, was really hairy through turn 1, and then takes way too much curb and loses it, and is losing positions very quickly here, and he's going to have to rejoin just behind Yuri, just ahead of Ethan. Actually, Ethan gets him as well, and he's done well to stay out of the way there. Actually, someone's had an incident. It's Whack now. What's happened? I think he must have made a little bit of contact with Nath. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's incredibly unlucky. The worst timing, and Whack drops out of the top 10 because of that. There's Nath getting back up to speed. There's Eli who's going to take both of them. Yeah, because Nath has lots of damage as well. Jezza, meanwhile, profits into the top 10. Gunmad's already recovered to 8th after he was right at the back on lap 1. This is crazy. We're only on lap 2. Where is everyone? Anonymous down in 13th. Something's happened back here, so let's go see what happened to Anonymous to drop him so far back. Oh, I think I saw this. Oh wow, so he struggled to catch up. And then here's the drama with Nath and Whack. He's not going to be able to get alongside up into this bit. We were a bit further up now. Fancy making a bit of a mistake into the S's. Now we've got 2x2 as Whack takes loads of curb trying to get as much speed as possible. But Anonymous got a really good grip on the exit there, even though he's on his hard tyres. Going to be going around the outside of the hairpin. Whack's going to say, well, I was just going to barge him out and be like, no, I don't think so. Whack loses traction on the exit though, so Anonyma swoops around pretty easily. Whack tucks it behind just ahead of Nath. And Fancy locks. Right, attempt number 2 at the death chicane. Whack's in it. Nath is so much going on. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, okay, Nath couldn't do anything about that. Absolute passenger. I think Fancy locks, yeah, Fancy's got some front bumper damage, but he does make it through. Anonyma was lucky that he was at the head of that. He missed all of it. It has some breathing space. Eli and Jez are pretty close together on track here. Gunmad into P8. Harry's in 7th ahead of Gunmad, who, yes, Gunmad's chasing him down. Ethan is chasing Cherry down now. Cherry having to think about going defensive here. Going to be really out of shape into the braking zone, and Ethan is trying to get alongside, and Yuri is off. Right, what's happened? Our P3, he was doing pretty solid on these soft tyres. Again, carbon copy of what we've seen. That's 3 times, 3 different drivers as well. So Sam is already up into 3rd, guys. Bloody hell. He's on the hard tyres. He's going to do the 1-stop. Chasing down Astro, one of his championship rivals. Yeah, so Harry in 6th, getting challenged a bit by Gunmad and Yuri, who's rejoined just behind this battle as well. So the 2 Mercs on the soft tyres, trying to get past Harry. Harry going defensive. He's got the good speed on that car. It's not got the best brakes, I don't think. So Gunmad might be able to stick it around the outside, or maybe try this cut back. Yuri has to get out of the way for it to work. And yeah, it didn't work that time, but now we've got another trip through Death Chicane. Let's see what happens. Blah. Such a good exit there for Gunmad. He's got alongside Harry. He's going to have to send it into the final corner. Yuri is lurking in the background as well. Gunmad good on the brakes. Up into P6 now. Can Harry get him back on the straight? Looks like Ethan's got past Cherry as well. Right, how did this happen? Into the hairpin it was. Ethan. In all the melee with Yuri, he got the position. Really good overtake there for Ethan. Right, let's see. Something's happened with Harry there as well that we've just missed. So Yuri's going to try the overtake on Harry. Let's see how this goes. Pretty neat and tidy for Yuri. So Harry losing a couple of positions there. He's on harder tyres, he's on the mediums, and these guys are on the softs. And the softs still look to be pretty quick. Not even half worn yet on Yuri's, so he's managing them pretty well. Same for Gunmad. Actually, Gunmad's are a little bit better. Now we've got Astro and Spin. A nice little battle for the lead is hotting up. Let's see if Astro can get past Spin, because if he can start creating some space. He's got a good chance of getting the race win here. We've seen Spin having some issues with the Death Chicane, and now he's got the pressure of a driver right behind him as well. Driving right on the edge, and it looked like a stronger chicane for Astro. Is he going to be able to have a go? He's getting closer. Spin's going defensive. He does not want to give up the lead of this race. Astro's going to have to try and do it the long way around. Spin's going to say thank you very much for the inside line. Astro nearly loses it on the edge. He's going to have to tuck into the slipstream. He might have another chance into turn 1. Sam catching up as well pretty quickly now. Sam with a 37.9 for his fastest lap. Spin out of shape into turn 1. This might mean Astro could get a better exit, and he nearly loses it, but he rejoins pretty safely there. Sam incredibly close to them now. He's going to be caught up by the end of the lap at this rate. It's now or never for Astro. A bit too much curb there for Astro. You don't want to go all the way onto the red stuff. That's going to drop him into Sam's clutches already. Sam looking really close to Astro all of a sudden, just taking that S section much more confidently than the 2 in front. Yeah, Astro 1.2 down on his own fastest lap, being stuck behind Spin here. This is costing him big. Spin and Astro have a poor exit. This is his opportunity now. Sam on the battle for P2 against his championship rival Astro. Astro doesn't defend the inside. Sam manages to get there, and is he going to nail the apex? Or is Astro going to do a beautiful cutback? There is a bit of contact. And he backs out, and I think that's it for Sam. He got the overtake done. Now, next in his sights. Nice to see Spin back at the front of the grid. He's been struggling with this car, I think, specifically. So I think he'll be glad once the next round's over. See what's going on a bit further back. Cherry and Gunmad having a nice little scrap for P5. Gunmad still feeling racy on these soft tyres, much better than the hards at this stage. It's a shame because if he hadn't had that incident at the very start of the race, he could have potentially been at the front by now. He's going to use these soft tyres to get a better braking and just absolutely send it on Cherry here. He doesn't. Not yet. And Cherry having a pretty good chicane there as well. Now Spin has kept Sam pretty nicely behind him on this lap. Spin's still on the medium, so he's got the tyre advantage on these guys. And he just set his own fastest lap at 38.9. Which is a second slower than what Sam's done on the hard tyres. It's crazy. Someone's in the pits. Let's see, Yuri is the first person to blink. He is coming off these soft tyres. They are looking pretty worn. So he's only managed to get 6 laps out of them. Putting in a bit of fuel as well, so he's going to go long on this one. Some people did try the 2-stop. Nice to see a bit of variation in strategy, so we'll see how this works. He's gone pretty much to 100% there. Nath just coming through as well, so he rejoins at the back. Spin meanwhile at the front, having a bit of a battle on his hands. Astro's dropped off the back of them, so Astro must have made a mistake somewhere. Not good news for him, and not good news in the championship either. Still pretty close. Oh, here it is. Here it comes. Spin's already going defensive. He knows he messed up the exit there, lost his car a little bit, and Sam's going to try and go around the outside into the final corner. Spin's going to hold it on the inside, but is the exit going to help Sam? It really, really does. Now, which car is actually quicker in a straight line? I don't know. Looks like it's the Lexus. So Spin's tucking in behind him. Gunmad off of his softs now as well. Comes in a lap later than his teammates. That might help him out in terms of tyres for the rest of the race. Spin's sticking really close to Sam here. He's thinking, right, I want this position back. I don't care if you're about to win your first championship in ALR. Quite assured there, Sam. Harry has been caught by Anonyma now. Someone's had an incident. Let's go back a little bit. No, they haven't. It was just Gunmad pitting. So Anonyma's caught on his little recovery drive from the opening lap, and he's caught up to Harry. Anonyma on the hard tyres, Harry on the mediums. He's got the tyre disadvantage at the moment as well. This is his chance. He's got a great chance. From the exit, Harry was a little bit wide. Decides not to go for it, under braking. Can he get a better exit here and get alongside? Not quite. Here we go. Good exit there for Anonyma. Harry doesn't look like he's going to be defending the inside either. There we go. Later on the brakes as well. Is he going to be able to block Harry off? No, Harry's... Wow, he's lost it. That's it. He's lost the momentum. Unfortunate. Let's see where the Mercedes have come out. Gunmad in P12 has put in less fuel than Yuri, so Yuri is... And Yuri's already got past Nathan as well. I don't know what's happened. Nathan having a bit of a stinker on this one. Whack down in 11th as well. Just set 43, followed by a 40. Yeah, not great lap times. Not great lap times there. Fancy starting to make some progress up. He's got Captain Eli and Anonyma and Harry pretty close together. So, yeah, Eli is in the hunt now as well. Did Anonyma make a mistake? I'm sure he got past Harry. He did. So how did Harry get this position back? Did he get the switch back? I think he must have. Well, they must have a little scrap into turn 1 because Captain Eli was pretty far away. Oh, okay. Not great. And then here comes Eli like, oh, what am I going to do? Should I go for it? Actually can't catch up to them anyway. This is tight though now between these guys. Anonyma fancies it. Here we go. Another great exit there from Anonyma out of the S section. Not able to do anything that time. Ooh. Oh, he's hit the wall! And Eli's hit the wall as well. So this might be 2 positions from out of nowhere for Fancy. That is absolutely brutal. That's brutal. Right, let's go back and watch on board with Eli. One more time. So you got the 2 ahead battling. I thought Anonyma had taken the an incredibly tight line, but he was the one that actually got away with everything. So there's him hitting the wall, and oh, Eli hits the back of him. Actually makes Harry get going pretty quickly. That happened to me in the sprint race as well. You get involved in someone else's incident, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And Fancy's going to get another position here because Harry's going to have damage. He's got damage all over his car. His car is lighting up like an ambulance there. There we go. This should be a fairly straightforward overtake for Fancy. Harry's fighting it, but you can't. There's not much you can do. His damage is gone now, but he lost too much speed on the straight because of the damage that he set at the death chicane. So it's like a double penalty with these with the light damage on. Let's see what's going on a bit further up. Like Spin's lost a position. Oh, so easy to do on the final corner. Put the throttle down when you're steering a little bit too much. That is what happens. So now he's that's good news for Astro. He's just 1 position behind Sam. But let me just have a quick look at the title situation. Yeah, this wouldn't be enough as it stands to stop Sam from actually winning the title. Yeah, Anonyma needs to be a lot higher up to keep it going if Sam's going to be winning this race. So it might be over, but we have to wait and see what happens. There's still 15 laps to go. We haven't even had our pit stops yet, apart from a couple. Let's see what they're doing actually. Goodmad's managed to get past Whack, so Goodmad on a charge on these medium tyres, very fresh medium tyres. He's got a lot of free air in front of him as well, so he's going to be able to get the undercut done on a few drivers, ideally. Let's see how he gets Death Chicane, because he should be in the zone right now. Pretty decent. Safe, but decent. Jess's rear left is looking pretty tired there. That's not good tyre wear on the Lamborghini. On the mediums though, you have to bear in mind. Harry absolutely burning through the fuel. Look at the difference between him and Captain Eli. Looks like Eli might have double the fuel that Harry has. That car's very thirsty. He's going to drop a few places for sure in the pits, putting in extra fuel. Might lose another place here because Eli is looking hungry for that position. Oh dear. I'll just give him a little push round, little help. No damage on either car as well, so they carry on. But yeah, Eli's looking like he's got a bit more speed at the moment. And very strong on the exit of the S's. Harry losing a lot of momentum through there, clearly lifting. And Harry goes a little bit deep around that corner. That is an opportunity. He's going to get alongside. He's going to get fully ahead by the Death Chicane. You can't go by two here. Harry's going to have to back out because Eli was not giving him an inch. And is he going to get the chicane right this time? He does. And Harry, woohoo, nearly got it wrong again. Spin's come in now, so Spin is the first of our medium runners to come into the pit. I'm wondering if he's going to put on more mediums or if he's going to try maybe softs or hards. He could do hards to the end, he could do two, maybe try and drag out 2 sets of soft tyres. He is putting in fuel as everyone else goes past. Jezza in the pits as well, so synchronized Lamborghini strategy here. And he's come out, it looks like he's on the hards, so hards to the end for Spin, and he's got Goodmad ahead of him, and he's got Yuri a fair bit behind Yuri on the mediums, so if you could keep him behind comfortably, that could bode well for Spin. A little bit further up, Eli has been overtaken again by Harry. Is that just on the straight? It's not actually, it's on the exit of the first chicane. And Eli, oh, he's in the gravel. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't believe he didn't lose more time. Physics-defying stuff there. Fully in the air, fully in the air. They just hobbles back onto the track. So Harry's still in 7th. Losing time though, all this battling between these two. They're dropping pretty far off the back of Fancy, who's pretty much in no man's land. As is Anonyma, up into 5th now, behind Cherry, who's just quietly putting in some good lap times here. Ethan up in 3rd place, very good. Death Chicane there, good exit as well, using the full width of the track. Astro meanwhile is keeping Sam honest. He really needs to finish ahead of Sam here. Maybe there's 3 or 4 seconds gap between them. Setting his quickest lap there. Bit of a scruffy one for Cherry by the looks of it. Harry, oh, that's going to be a 3-second penalty. I guarantee it. He definitely crossed that white line on the pit entry. He's completely out of fuel on lap 12, so I don't know how he's going to get to the end of the race, or unless he's going to 2-stop here. I don't know. I don't know. Here comes Yuri. Yuri's is still at the head. No, sorry. Goodmad is at the head of the drivers who've made a pit stop. He came in quite early, 1 lap later than Yuri though. Yuri in, well, I'm not even going to call it a net P2 because it's not. I think Sam's still going to come out ahead of them. Spin on his very different strategy on the hard tyres, doesn't have to pit again in this race, getting caught by Whack. Whack trying to recover. He's lapping in the 41s right now on fairly worn hards. And there's the 3-second penalty for Harry. smooth as you like. Not very smooth. So I reckon Ethan's got P2 here. The damage is pretty strong on Astro's car, 2 wheels and the front suspension. If I was Astro, I might have actually just gone into the pits there. Save a couple of seconds that you're going to lose. He's still got the damage, it's just disappeared now, but he's got a speed disadvantage on Ethan. But he's managed to keep the place. Cherry into the pits as well. Anonyma, just, yeah, solid P4 fancy. Let's see where Cherry comes out in relation to Gunmad. Gunmad's got the jump on Cherry. What about Yuri? Yuri's definitely looking like he's got... Oh no, he's quite a way back. Is Yuri from Gunmad at the moment. We know we're putting a lot more fuel. He's got the jump on Cherry. Spin is gonna get the jump on Cherry as well. And Cherry's coming out. He's gonna have Nath for company. There's Nath just behind him. I think Cherry might have this at turn 1. The closing speed's very, very, very fast. But Cherry manages to get it into turn 1, and he's away on his mediums to the end, because look how much fuel he's got. So Spin has dropped a couple of positions to Yuri and Gunmad, but Spin is ahead of Cherry, and they are both going to the end. So of the people who aren't pitting again, Spin is P1. There's not many of them though still. Harry and P13 on the hard going to the end. Whack. Has pit and put on mediums and 3/4 of a tank. So he's a little bit less than some of these other guys. Sam's in the pits now. So this is crucial. Sam is out of fuel. That Lexus is a little bit thirsty. They haven't been fuel saving at all. Maybe just revving out 5th gear, which is quicker, but yeah, it does drink the fuel a lot faster on the Lexus as well. Astro and Ethan follow them in. Fancy Locks follows them in. Anonyma getting, well, he's really been good at the fuel saving, actually. He's got so much more left in the tank. Captain Eli carrying on again. He might have one more lap. Gunmad is going to be battling Sam for position. Sam just coming out of the pits now. There he is. Gunmad's got the speed, and he gets the position fairly easily ahead of Sam. Sam has traffic when his mediums are at their freshest, so this could be bad news for Sam if he ends up battling a little bit too much with Gunmad and losing time. Anonyma could jump him in the pits, especially because he's been fuel saving so much. So let's see what Gunmad can do. Can he hold our championship leader behind? His mediums will be starting to wear now. They won't be as grippy as they were previously. Sam with... Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's actually see what happened there. Let's ride on board. Okay. I don't know, did he just not turn enough? That's a strange one. So, Gunmad's strategy takes a severe blow. He's lost a good 3 or 4 or 5 seconds there, potentially. Great news for Sam. He's no longer stuck behind a driver, and he's got some clear air. Captain Eli is the next up on his list. A little bit further ahead. Let's see how he takes the chicane. Ooh. And here comes Sam. I mean, he avoided the wall, but he's going into the pits now anyway. But here comes Sam. Is there going to be any time lost here? It looks like Anonyma is carrying on again. Is he going to do a hard soft strategy, Anonyma? That would be interesting. In comes Eli. Sam promoted to P2. Gunmad carrying on for another few laps, it looks like. Astro cruising up to the back of Gunmad now. So Gunmad under more pressure. Ethan and Yuri. So the 2 AMGs in the top 6 at the moment. But they will have to pit again. They need to be making real good progress. Spin's been shuffled down to 7th in all this. and Cherry's down to 8th, Fancy 9th, and Jezza rounds out the top 10. Jezza on the softs, you love to see it. I love it when the softs come out in the feature race. Oh, who's got the yellow flags? It's Yuri! Yeah, we've seen that happen already today as well. At that exact corner with different drivers as well. So another one, that opening chicane is a killer. It's a killer. So yeah, pretty unfortunate there. Let's see what Astro's got in the bag for Gunmad here. The AMG is pretty good around that fast S section, but it looks like the Porsche's pretty good around there as well. I know some drivers aren't confident enough to take it all flat out after the initial braking. Really close here. Anonymous finally in the pits. We have to see where he comes out. But Astro might go for it into the final corner. The door is left open from Gunmad. Gunmad brakes really early for the corner, or is it Astro braking really late? Way too late. Gunmad ends up turning into him because he couldn't hit the apex, but he does get the position. Ooh, there's that push to pass. Ooh. Jury's out. Let's see what happens with Anonymous. He had loads of fuel when he came to the pits anyway. He's not going to have to put much in because, yeah, 60%. So pretty short pit stop. Obviously the shortest one of the day. He's put on the mediums. He's going to have the tyre advantage over everybody for the rest of the race. That when Gunmad comes into the pits, that'll promote him into 4th place actually. So he has benefited from his strategy. He is ahead of Spin, who was behind him, and I think he's ahead of Cherry, who are actually battling for this position. Cherry's got the slipstream on Spin coming into turn 1. Looks like he's going to send it as well. Lovely little battle between these two. And they're still side by side. What could they do? Spin's got it. Spin's got it covered. This is hards versus mediums as well, so Cherry has the advantage. Let's see, can Cherry be taking this flat out? No, he lifts quite a lot actually. Spin out of sorts on the exit. Easy position in the end. After that great defending, unforced error gifts the position to Cherry. Cherry could try and catch the top 5. Let's see what's happened a bit further up. Gunmad carrying on again. He's not under any sort of pressure anyway, so he's doing pretty solid at this stage of the race. Let's ride on board with Sam. I want to see how Sam takes some of these corners. So yeah, lifts on the exit of 2 to avoid the spin. Still goes a little bit too wide on the exit there. Now, does he lift for this corner? Very slightly. You can take it flat out if you're feeling brave. Maybe not on the mediums though. Now the slightest touch of the brake is needed here, or maybe just a little bit of trail braking. A little bit of trail braking is what he opts for. Now is he flat out? No, he lifts as well. Interesting. And more lifting, so both corners he lifts. What about Astro? Is he going to lift on this corner? He doesn't. He uses the upshift for extra grip. Oh, where's the... There we go. So it's looking like Sam is going to be our champion at the end of this race. As it stands... Whoa, you couldn't get any closer to the wall on the outside there if you tried. And again, Astro, a little wiggle on the exit. Gunmad doing a very solid job again. He's got really good pace. This is potentially the quickest Gunmad's been all season pace-wise. Ending the season on a high. You love to see it. Lovely exit there. Gunmad is in the pits now, so this will be his final stop, and he's going to be so much quicker than everyone around him when he comes out. Anonyma goes through into P4, sets a lap in the 37, it's pretty decent. Gunmad's going to have to put in some fuel as well. Fancy and Spin having a little battle now. Spin going for the inside of turn 1. Fancy's on the mediums, he should have more grip around here. He's kept it, but he's really compromised on the exit of turn 2. And Spin's going to stay alongside him. Little drag race down to the next corner. Spin's got the inside. Fancy going very far around the outside, doesn't have an incident. Loses the spot though. Gunmad out in P8. Got a bit of time to catch up to Fancy and Spin, but they are battling. Let's stick with Fancy. He wants the position. Spin took that entry pretty poorly. Fancy less than I've ever seen anyone else in this race do. He's got the traction control on, so that's forcing him to lift a little bit on the exit there, but he was trying to go flat out. Oh, he's gone for it! He's had to go for it because Spin braked incredibly early. Let Spin carry on ahead of him. More time that they're losing to Gunmad now. That's 2.5 seconds off Fancy's fastest lap so far. Oh, that was beautiful for Fancy. He's got such a run on Spin. Spin going defensive. And very, very wide there for Fancy. Spin might let him back into it because he was twitchy on the exit. Lost a bit of time there for sure. Yeah. Get out of jail free card there for Spin. He's got Harry in P10 now. He's got damage though from the death chicane because he's going into the final corner. Nath might pop himself back up into the top 10. He was having a nightmare earlier, so he's recovering. I think Wack might be having a nightmare as well today. Not got the same pace as he showed last week. Speaking of people who had the pace that they showed last week, Sam just threading the needle beautifully there. Still lapping in the 38s on these mediums. 37.8, he's got the fastest lap as well, so that's more bonus points for Sam. And Ethan a solid P3 as well. He's got a huge gap to Anonyma behind. So a really, really consistent race for Ethan, lapping solidly in the 38s as well. Anonyma had an issue. His last lap was in the 43s. That's allowed Cherry to close up by 4 seconds. And Fancy Locks is starting to gap spin now. What can Gunmad do? He's on the soft tyres. He's got 5 more laps to go. He's going to have the pace advantage. Maybe nick the fastest lap. Can he beat the 37.8? He should be able to. What about Yuri? Yuri's on the same strategy. He's all the way back at P13. He's got a lot of cars that he's going to have to overtake. Looks like Wack's going to get a spot on Nath just ahead. Nath with the fresher tyres as well, going backwards though. We're going to have a nice little drag race down into turn 1. Wack's a bit too far back to have good use of Harry's slipstream. He's going to come under pressure now from Nath. Nath is lifting, he's not going for the move. Oh, but Yuri's trying to get involved now. Nath a bit too hesitant there and might get punished for that. Yep, there we go. On those pretty good softs. Now, next up for Whack is Harry. What's going to happen is Whack going to get caught by Yuri before he can catch Harry. That's good. Well, not with the mistake that Yuri just made there. That was very deep into the S. It's going to leave him out of shape for the run down into the hairpin, as well as Nath going to try and get a move back. He's a bit too far back, actually. So Yuri actually recovering half decent there. Let's go to the front. God, Sam is so far ahead. That back, that back four cars are pretty far behind everyone else. Lovely exit there for Anonymous. Cherry's progress seems to have been halted. Anonymous mistake, but it seems like he's got a bit more pace at this stage. Spin getting dropped by Fancy as well. Good Mad could get Spin before the end of the race. Definitely. Let's see, is he gonna keep it in full throttle? No, he lifts. But he takes that one full. Yeah. That's where a lot of your time gets unlocked, guys. Just full throttling it through that corner. Especially if you manage to do it with no traction. How Spin takes the death chicane. On the hard tyres, half one now as well. That was a bit hairy. Very close to the barrier there. Good little exit for Gunmad, so that will have caught him up. Yeah, you can see him getting a lot closer to Spin now. 3 laps to go, and Sam is potentially cruising to the Tier 3 Championship here, with a round to spare. See the battle for P7. Gunmad has now caught up to Spin. Every single corner he's taking chunks of time out of him. Gunmad really dialed in with the AMG as well. Here he comes. Let's see what Gunmad can do. Full throttle it, mate. Just a slight lift, much smaller lift than previous. Now he's got a good chance under braking. Spin's going defensive here. And is it going to be a move around the outside? Oh, they make a bit of contact. Gunman just had a bit of oversteer on the exit into Spin. Spin carries on for now in P7. This might be it. Looks really comfortable for Gunmad there. Spin trying to go defensive. Gunmad not sure what to do. Instead, updrafts him, which is the worst outcome. Oh, Spin's lost it. Spin's lost it. Too wide on the exit. Gunmad nearly loses it himself. Actually gives Spin a lifeline here. 39.4 that lap, so a couple of seconds down with the battling. He's going to try and have to go around the outside into turn 1. Really difficult to do. Spin shuts the door. Oh, another updraft. Oh man, there's just nothing Gunmad could do to get past this guy. Where you place your car is incredibly important. Obviously, Spin is placing his car in all the right positions. This is a good opportunity for Gunmad. Spin goes wide again through that corner. This should be fairly straightforward for Gunmad as well. Now, Spin having to lift a lot there quite clearly. Gunmad should have that P7 sorted up. He's going to have to defend into this corner, but he's got the fresh soft tyres, which should help him with the heavy braking and getting on the throttle. Yeah, not enough for spin. Lifts massively there. Wants to create a bit of a gap to Gunman in case something happens at the chicane. That is incredibly careful through the death chicane there. Right, Sam is on his final lap. Let's ride on board with him. He's will be, as long as he makes these final few corners, his 5th win in a row. There was a very close championship battle up until the Christmas break. Sam only won 1 of those opening 8 races, and he's won 5 of the 6 races since Christmas. And that is why there's nothing that anyone else could do about it. He's going to be very convincing champion in Tier 3. On his way up in the Lexus. Lexus has had a lot of success in GT7 in ALR, and it's going to get another Drivers' Champion here in Tier 3. Guaranteeing the car gets banned in Tier 3 next season as well. Give everyone a break from the Lexus. Here he goes. He does make the chicane beautifully once again. I haven't seen a single error all week, sorry, it's not the weekend, from Sam. Just like previously, going to take the final corner. Season 16 Tier 3 ALR champion is going to be Sam in the Lexus. He's moving on up. First full season in ALR, and he gets the championship. Congratulations. Astro, a solid P2 at the end, just not enough there. Ethan coming across the line to take another podium this season. Really strong season so far for Ethan. Anonyma P4 now, so his battle now is with his own teammate for P2 in the championship. Cherry contributing pretty good towards the constructors title. It's very close between Porsche and Lexus at the moment. Another top 5 for him. Fancy solidly P6 again. The top 6 are the same top 6 as the sprint race as well, almost in the same order. Gunmad recovered pretty well for P7. Spin in 8th, just ahead of Captain Eli, who gets top 10. And it looks like Harry is on course for his first top 10 of the season. Oh, he survives. Wack doesn't. Sorry, man. So Wack down in 12th. Loses that spot to Nath on the final lap. Harry looks like he's going to get his first top 10 of the season in the Ford GT Spec 2. It's not a very popular car, and it's a difficult one to drive, but he gets P10, just ahead of Nath in P11 as well. Wack getting chased down by Jezza at the end, just finishes ahead of Jezza, and Yuri is in 14th. So yeah, that's it, that's your lot. Next week we are in Deep Forest Reverse. We haven't been there in the reverse layout for over a year, to be honest, so it'll be good to go back there. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.